What's up, Charm City Bird Nation? This is section 388. Where the die-hard Oriole fan sits. I'm Phil, this is Alan and Greg, and we have nothing.
To say the least.
Yeah. Well, we acquired
Endy Chavez.
Endy Chavez, yeah. To a one-year deal. And he's basically a backup for Adam Jones, so nothing...
And Nolan Reimel.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on this acquisition?
You can take this, Greg.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's probably a position that we don't need to fill, except for that we sent PA to a different team, which was stupid. And hopefully he pans out. You know, he's a 301 hitter last year. You know, he had some durability issues. I mean, it's his 7th team in 10 years, which is not a good sign whatsoever. So he's a journeyman, if I may say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that, you know, I think Buck Showalter had a lot to do with this because, I mean, him and Evelyn are both out of the
Texas
system.
Texas T.
So I'm sure Showalter had something to do with it. And I personally believe that Showalter is pretty decent when it comes to evaluating talent. The thing with this guy, I'm sure that they showed interest in him because of the numbers he put up last year, bouncing back. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, I like the idea. I think he does add depth to our outfield. He's not going to be an everyday starter.
Yeah. It's the 20th anniversary of Camden Yards next season, and they're revamping it for the 20th anniversary. They're getting new statues of 6 Oriole legends. Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, Earl Weaver, Jim Palmer, Eddie Murray, sorry, and Cal Ripken. Over top the batter's eye, where it overlooks the field, people will have access and have picnic areas up there. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to definitely hang out there a lot. And they're adding a canopy around the warehouse, which is going to be interesting because it's going to harken back to what it used to have.
The only thing that really worries me is that they're talking about lowering the wall 2 feet in right field. And it's, you know, for better viewing from the fans. Personally, I mean, it's a hitter's ballpark as it is. I think lowering that wall will definitely, I think, may add more home runs to the ballpark. It could be good, it could be bad. I mean, the way our pitching is, I mean, Jeremy Guthrie is known for giving up 400-foot bombs into the flag court on a regular basis. So we'll see how it works out. As far as the statues go, I mean, I do agree. I think it's starting. I think in the future, I think this ballpark will be up there with Fenway and even the old school Yankee Stadium, where they already have their Hall of Fame plaque area. I think this is going to kind of honor. And as we have more and more players, numbers retired, I'm sure they're going to add to the bronze statues. Now we need to put more of that money into players' pockets.
Yep.
Well, that's exactly where we need to go with this. While these statues are, you know, they're nice, they make the stadium look nice, it gives us, you know, kind of a background of our tradition.
Yeah.
We're spending monies on statues. On statues. Not players, statues.
What are we spending our money on?
Those statues.
Statues.
Now,
well,
it's awesome that we're honoring these great Oriole legends like this. I just wish that it came from private funds. Like the Brooks Robinson statue outside the stadium was privately funded. I just wish that we as a Baltimore community could have come together to raise money to build these statues, so it would be a community team effort on the fans' end, so it can be more personal for the fans to say, hey, we as fans erected these statues in honor of the players that we love and hold true.
Well, while I agree that it's a great way to honor, kind of bring the tradition back, I still have a problem with it because what better way to honor the Orioles, will honor the community, honor the city of Baltimore, than putting together a good team. We need to focus on the future. We need to focus on the now. 14 years of losing is unacceptable in any sport.
Especially now that we have the Ravens, who are, been playoff bound like almost every year for the past 10 years.
And they're more fan friendly, and that's the point I'm trying to get out, is the Orioles have this disconnect with the fans, and I feel distant with the team since there's no, the Raven players are doing commercials and like getting themselves out there to the community. Sure, they had the Christmas party a few weeks ago with the Oriole players and the Oriole bird, but I feel like the Ravens do a whole lot more for their fans.
Absolutely.
Well, for one of that, it's they have a backbone. They have more of a tradition, and it's sad because they've been here for a short period of time, and essentially since the Ravens have been here, the Orioles have sucked.
Yeah.
The first couple of years, the Ravens kind of were coming into their own, kind of just starting out. The Orioles were an alright team until Peter Angelos decided to blow it up, and I think that we need to get back to these. We need to get back to getting some of these high-name, big-profile type players.
I feel as far as spending money goes on players, I think the Orioles as an organization has been real scared to take chances ever since the whole Albert Bell thing happened.
Yep.
Because we signed to this multi-year, millions and millions of dollars, and what happened? 2 years later, he retired, and he was still guaranteed all that money. So we had all that money locked away, and we couldn't really get anybody else at that time for that money.
That's because the contract was crap and shouldn't have been signed to that long of a deal. With the age that he was at, he should not have been signed to a long-term deal. Thank you, management. Business 101, thank you very much. Peter Angelos needs to start investing in this community. And the way he's going to invest in this community is to bring this team back. Signing some players. Roy Oswald's still out there. You have some other players like Prince Fielder, who is, for lack of a better way of putting it, is more than likely going to end up in D.C.
Yeah, I read on Brittany, one of the beat writers for the Orioles, her Twitter account's been just bombarded with Prince Fielder questions, and it sounds to me that the Orioles aren't even talking to him anymore, and so that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get Prince Fielder. So we have a comment from last week from Tony R. And his question is, do you guys think with the acquisitions of Eveland and Wada to add depth to the rotation, Duquette will trade one of our pitching prospects for more proven and accomplished starting pitchers? Love the show. Thank you, Tony.
Well, I don't really know a whole lot about Eveland. I was looking at his stats a little bit. It looks like he's been playing more of a relief role, and I know they've been talking about throwing him into the starting rotation. I think these calls won't be made until spring training, because I don't even think they know what they're going to do with Wada, whether he's going to be in the starting rotation or they're going to keep him in relief. Because I know they both can do both. I know they've been talking about putting Jim Johnson in the starting rotation, but if they do prove that they can do it. Now, what I'm not really liking about Eveland, even as a relief pitcher, he does have a pretty high earned run average. I'm seeing 14. I'm seeing 7, 6. Last season it was only 29 innings, but he had just over 3, which is a little better, but that's only after 29 innings. So I don't know. I feel as far as pitching prospects, it has to be a good solid trade. They're not going to settle on crap. It has to be a good trade for us to give up some of our top prospects, and we will have to give up top prospects if we want a good starter, accomplished starter to come here. I think we do need to start spending money. I'm done with rebuilding. I know they've even been flirting with the whole rebuilding thing. Let me just tell you, in our 14 years of losing, we've had 2 big rebuilding projects, and you know, this is the closest one. I mean, we've rebuilt the farm system. Another reason why I don't think we're gonna give away our top prospects for a crap deal, because we spent way too long building those pitchers up. The reason why they haven't done well at the levels because our pitchers are getting hurt and we're bringing them up too quickly. We're not giving them time to develop. So player development, farm system development, maybe even look at the training staff.
Well, that's what they've begun to do. They've begun to change coaches and try to take more of a look at the staff itself. And I think that's moving in the right direction, because obviously for 14 years it hasn't been working. You have to start from the bottom up, from the top down. Anyway, you have to look at every aspect of the coaching staff, to the players, to the prospects, to everything. And at this point, it's been 14 years. It's time to make some changes.
But look, it can be done. Look at Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, I know.
That's what a good rebuilding process does.
Definitely.
They did it the right way. And I know we're trying to follow in their footsteps. But they're hanging with the AL East right now, and I know we can too. And we have to.
So, go Baltimore. We love you, Orioles. And let's do it. Let's light the engine. Let's light the fire. We love you, and we believe in you. And
we're not leaving your side. We're not fair weather fans.
Hell no. So, I just want to say happy holidays to everyone out there. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Until next week, peace out.
Peace out.
Happy holidays.